Namaskar. The chairman on the dais and my co-speaker, and Selamat Pagi, Bapak-bapak, Ibu-ibu dari Indonesia. I was posted in Indonesia from 2004 till 2008, and I learned Bahasa Indonesia as my compulsory foreign language. So, I'm from Jharkhand, so you can say, Greater Kalinga. and I was posted in Indonesia, so I'm quite overwhelmed what to speak. I have a lot to speak, but there is a rider, I can only speak for 10 minutes. I am not a researcher, so I also disclaim that it is not absolutely based on the research and all, but rather on my experience. So, I want to tell you a very interesting fact that in Indonesia, the west direction, Paschim, is called Bharat, because we are in the west of Indonesia. So, you can understand when a country defines that Bharat is in the Bharat, so how close we could have been since centuries. And since yesterday, we have been emphasizing on that fact that India and Indonesia have been very close due to maritime, had cultural influence, the Hinduism. You can see the ruin in Bali even now. There are temples like Baisakhi temple, many other temples. You can see how the gods were perceived. In India, we know that we have so many gods, Lord Jagannath in Puri and all. But in Indonesia, they have God, but they don't have kind of idol of those gods in the temples. They have space. And they come into the dhyana, they will sit down in the temple, the Brahmin will come, chant the mantra, and they imagine the God has come in that space. And you can see the influence that the four varnas, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Sudra, had gone to Indonesia. That's why these four castes are there, not many other castes kind of. And the caste now is based on the occupation. So quite flexible system over there. And there also you can see the India's influence that you cannot enter the territory of Brahmins' prayer space. So that has also gone from us only, I think. Likewise, the Buddhism also, as our previous speaker also said, that has gone from India. And Borobudur is the testimony of that influence of India during the King Srijaya and King Mahapait. They are very well revered in Indonesia, and they are like quite recognized that whatever we are like having culturally, we have mostly imported from India. And the cultural influence in the area of Buddhism, Ramayana, and food, prayer, you can see everywhere, marriages. Most of the rituals are similar, very, very similar, kind of. I attended a funeral in Bali, and I saw only thing is that they keep the dead body for a long time in the house on itself till they are prepared to give the final rituals of the deceased. And whole village come forward and they make a procession, because that is the last time they are like bidding farewell to that person, and they celebrate it. And they burn the body, like they cremate it in Bali, like we do. And one very interesting thing we saw, which is now I see in India also, that when I was sitting and the cremation is going on, we were served tea, we were served samosa, and I was a bit taken aback that, oh my God, how can I eat samosa when the cremation is going on? But they were cool about it. And they had it, and then after the body was like completely burnt, the family came together, they collected the bone, and they put it in a silbatta, you can say that, and they just made the powder out of the bone and the remaining things. And they took it to the sea and then put in there, kind of. So in a way, it's like must have gone from us, but they have like, kind of reformed it over the time. So not too much into it. We can talk later on that. So also I see the language link as maybe in ancient time when we used to call our husband Swami, they still call them Swami. When we used to call our wife Istri, they call them Istri. So son is Putra, daughter is Putri, and obviously many words you will find. I am a Bhasa expert actually, so I can tell you around 15% word are as it is from India, from Hindi, from Odia, you can see that. I could see the lot of similarity between the Javanese, Balinese and the Odia script. They all come from Brahmi and Pallava, that kind of influence they have. So when we are talking about the reconnecting India and Indonesia, especially Orissa and Indonesia, I feel to revive the connection, there should be, these are the area of research. Also, Orang means people. So you can say when you are saying Java man, right? In the archaeology, you have a very famous terms Java man. So in Java, in Indonesia, they call it Orang Java. So from there, the word come orangutan. So it is discovered in Indonesia because that is part of the archipelago which has gone up to Australia, if you see the geographical this thing. So you see the lot of animals which are like found in Africa and Australia and in Asia also, like marsupials, kangaroo. You can see kangaroo in Indonesia, but you cannot see kangaroo in India. So it's a very good, we are connected to Southeast Asia, and Southeast Asia is connected to Australia, and then Australia is connected to Africa. So you can see that Pangaea, the big landmass, which was once, and then when it got separated, the Indonesia has remains of it, and find connection everywhere. One more thing, I think in the modern time, what we can do when we talk about the trade, this session was like how we can enhance the trade and all. Very few people know that Indonesia has gold mines, and the big gold mine was given to the Freeport. There is a big company in USA, Freeport, and it is in the Irian Jaya. Half of it has gone to new country, Papua New Guinea, but half of it is with Indonesia. In Irian Jaya, we have an ISRO base. I have visited there, and we have a geostationary satellite monitoring system over there. So when we are like talking about the connection, we can think about the importing gold from there, because gold is cheaper over there. They used to have the mine, Freeport had a mine, and it used to be a mountain, but they digged it so much that it's now a mine, and you can imagine the amount of gold they are digging when they are giving $1 billion royalty to government of Indonesia. So even now this is going on and all, and India, we take the gold from Indonesia, but it has been rerouted from China and Australia, and then now we are taking it. So we should think of direct trading of the gold between India and Indonesia. Similarly, Indonesia has large petroleum reserve. You know how much is the petrol price in Indonesia? Per liter, 10 rupees. 10 rupees Indian. So 10 rupees per liter. And in India, obviously, you see how much. So that's why we import a lot of crude petroleum oil. And again, it is like rerouted through our agents and all. So there should be direct trade between all these things. One more thing we should take from Bali especially is that the irrigation system, they have a unique irrigation system in Bali, and also the unique rice cultivation method. That irrigation system is called Sebuk. So Sebuk is like how you ensure the highest, because Bali is like hill, so how you ensure the last field, paddy field up over there, get water. So that is the system Sebuk. So that's a very unique system. Through the osmosis, the water is sent from down to up, and then it come back again. So I've been there, and it's a beautiful one. Canal is also flowing. First time I saw the canal is going from down to up. It's very unique to Bali, and then it has come in the 9th century itself. So we should import that kind of system. Again, in the paddy field, it's not just the paddy. They also put fish into it. So it's a very, very symbiotic situation. You don't have to put pesticide, you don't have to put fertilizer. Then you can harvest paddy, you can harvest fish also. So these are the things we should do. There is a place in Bali. I was talking yesterday with our principal secretary. It's called Kintamani. And when I visited Kintamani, I request all our researchers should go there. And it is a village from cluster of 19 village. Mostly these people have gone from Odisha. So these were the people might have gone, the matter of research, after the Kalinga war. So when they fled, they went to the Bali and then they settled in that area called Kintamani. So there also you will see the system, a lot of remnants of Orissa, and they have very unique system. They don't you can say that associate themselves too much with the local system. They want to be isolated, and you need special permission to visit there. So this Kintamani is today might be Chintamani. They said that there is a person called Chintamani in his name, and Chintamani, you can say that it's a very much Indian name, it's very much Odia name. And when I went to the village, one person I met, and then he was telling me, Ki, this is all the descendants of the Kalinga war, they all fled and then they settled down here. So these are the hidden, you can say, connection we have with Indonesia. We need to explore, kind of. There are so many, I can go on and on, but I remember one instance in 2004 when the tsunami happened. I was in Indonesia, posted in Indonesia, and there was a lot of hues and cries because 400,000 people has died in Aceh. It's an island again. And so then ambassador said how fast we can get the relief to them, because Indonesia is a friend. And so our naval ship was just 70 kilometers away from Indonesian naval water. And we were the first country to take the relief to Aceh. Also, we took a lot of coffin to be given to the mass graveyard, taking the body into the mass graveyard. That was very difficult situation, but I am happy that I was part of it, and it was a matter of great satisfaction for me. Many linkages we can trace, and then future is very bright, I feel, because Indonesia and India, we have very similar history, we have very shared history, and we have come a long way with the friendship, with break in friendship, again friendship, and the biggest link is the people-to-people contact. If you go to Indonesia, you feel so warm, as we are in Odisha, as we are in India. Everybody will come and sit next to you. Mau kamana, where you want to go? And they'll help you. When I was learning Bhasa, and in Indonesia, they don't give the English translation. So when I was going to college, I was hardly knowing anything. I was just knowing the destination. So Mau kamana, I will say Depok. And somebody will come and then tell me, Madam, you should learn first thing, Terima kasih, apa kabar, and all. So I learned it. My first teacher was my maid, and the driver I used to take, and also the buses where my co-passengers were sitting. And the people are very warm, very hospitable, and we have shared culture and all these things. One more thing, I was developing a multimodal transport system. I think I have one more minute. 1 minute है ना, ठीक है, 1 ही मिनट लगेगी. So we have, when Mr. Tripathi spoke about the multimodal transport, he was talking about the multimodal transport system between India and the rest of the world, Southeast Asia. In Myanmar, we were developing a project called Kaladan project. So Kaladan is a river in Myanmar, and then we were targeting that our trade to northeast could be through Myanmar, and then that way we can save. It will go from here to Sittwe port, and from Sittwe port to Kaletwa, and there is a place called Paletwa, and from there we'll go to the More and Tamu. And then we reach again into the northeast, but by maneuvering 1,000 kilometer less distance, something like that. And that kind of project we can think of when we are thinking about the maritime and inland waterways to get into the Indonesia and also the other part of Southeast Asia. We have Port Blair in between. When you are thinking about developing a maritime, also think about the Port Blair, which again has a lot of connection, and still some of the tribes are from the Malay only, Indonesian and Malaysian, Shinkonin. They are in resident of Port Blair now. So I think we have connection, we need to revive it, and then we are doing it. I'm very glad that this kind of conferences are thought-provoking, and like, we are thinking at least that how we can go ahead and then how we can do it. I'm very glad that I have been invited, and then I feel very nostalgic about my posting in Indonesia. I can go on and talk about all the food and what are the similarity and all, but we must explore the new possibilities, and there is ample opportunities of reconnecting and then trade between India and Indonesia. Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you.